Now, there's a lot of people when they first start out, they don't know how to use any of the weight equipment. They don't know how to use anything at the gym, and they see people running online and they think that, okay, that looks good, that looks solid, that looks like something that I can easily do and easily follow for myself, so I'm just gonna go out for a run. Well, you might be setting yourself up short because there are a lot of other great exercises that you can be doing in your workout routine that will not only help your running, but help to spice up the workouts, because as we all know, running can be extremely boring if you're just doing that day in and day out. So what else can you do, right? So the first thing that we should do is actually assess our goals. I wrote access your goals, which I guess you could access them and see what you want to do, but really you're going to assess your goals. And there's a few different goals that you can look at, but realistically, getting better strength, getting better endurance, and better flexibility, these are all kind of general goals that a lot of individuals have. You know, they want to build a little bit more muscle, or they want to be able to run a little bit farther. All these different things are incredibly common and usually what it boils down to at the end. Now, this isn't to say that somebody doesn't want to just improve balance. You know, I work with a lot of seniors who just really want to get better balance. That could be an aspect of fitness too. So you're going to really want to dive into exactly what aspect of fitness that you are looking for your fitness journey. And then simply realize the options. You know, this might just be where we're a little bit ignorant on all the different great things that we can do, but there are seriously so many different ways that you can challenge your body for those respective aspects of fitness, whether it's strength, endurance, and flexibility. And a few examples of those can even be for strength, you know, you can lift some weights. For strength, you can also do some body weight exercises. There's resistance bands that you can use that aren't maybe as intimidating and are also extremely cheap and portable. I have a whole video on my channel going over the difference between resistance bands and free weights and which would be better for you. You should go check that out. And there's also some really great strength classes as well. I know a lot of people who like the classes where you're all together and you're kind of lifting weights on a cadence or a certain, I should say, song pattern. So it's like a certain beat and you're like boom, 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 and you're lifting to that cadence. Super fun, super intuitive. Anyone of any ability can just go drop in on any of those classes, and ultimately you're going to have a super fun time building some strength. And if you are curious about any of these two, I do have lots of videos showing you various different weight exercise routines for beginners on my channel. You can go find those as well. But ultimately, if you do need some help, there's lots of other great resources online that you can check out. But my channel is just one of many, of course. When it comes to endurance, there are so many other things as well. As you'll see, this is a reoccurring theme, right? There's a lot of different ways to challenge aspects of fitness. So you could try some walking, right? Obviously, you already know that running is a great option to improve your endurance, but that might beat you up all the time. That might be hard on your joints, and you might want to do some more lower impact options as well. So walking is great. Biking and swimming are also very, very low impact. And personally, one of my favorite ways to get in some good cardio is actually by doing some high repetition weight circuits. Now you might be asking, what in the world does this mean? So usually when it comes to strength, we are going to be lifting weights that are relatively heavy for ourselves, right? So weight where after you do about 10 repetitions, you feel like that's it, I can't do any more. You might even be lifting even heavier where you can only lift 5 to 3 repetitions and then you can't lift any more. So a high rep weight circuit workout is essentially where you take weights that are very, very light. Very light to the point where you can do maybe 15, 20, 30 repetitions, and by doing this, it greatly challenges the muscular endurance in your body. And anytime you get closer and closer to muscular endurance, It's going to take a lot more oxygen and a lot more aerobic capacity to be able to do that movement, versus just strength is usually an anaerobic activity where you don't need to consume much oxygen during it. If you think about it, a heavy weight set, you can hold your breath the entire time. I wouldn't recommend that. But when you go out for a walk or run, you need to be breathing consistently throughout that movement. Otherwise, your body's going to stop, you're going to fail. And usually people don't become unconscious where they just get knocked out because they're holding their breath during running or walking. But you see the point. So high rep weight, that's a tongue twister, it's got you there. High repetition weight circuits are incredibly good to maybe build a little bit of muscle, but also to build some endurance and keep your workouts fun, fresh, and a little bit spicy. I really, really enjoy those. When it comes to flexibility, there are so many great stretching routines online, and I personally like teaching a chair yoga class to a lot of seniors. So that is another option too. There's chair yoga, there's regular yoga, there's all kinds of different stretching and flexibility based classes out there. Gymnastics is another example that would actually combine a lot of flexibility and strength and resistance training on top of it, right? You got to be a really well-rounded athlete. I shouldn't even say athlete, well-rounded individual if you are somebody who is trying these things out. And you might think that like, okay, no, gymnastics, that's only for people who are really athletic. There are really basic gymnastic progressions, right? Doing a pull-up or a simple bar hang, that's body weight control, that's gymnastics. And doing little things like that will improve your flexibility and mobility and strength at the same time. So super good ideas there. And at the end of the day, the most important thing you need to do is just pick a few that you like. Pick a few that you like, do some research on them, find out how to fully do them, maybe get some help if you need it, get some consultations, so talk to a personal trainer if you're something like that, and then try them out. You got to get in the field and you got to start doing some different things. And it's going to be maybe a little bit scary at first, but realizes that we all start somewhere. We all started one day doing different exercises that we were uncomfortable with. And it's through that repetition and time that is built where you truly realize that you are amazing and you can adapt very quickly to anything you put your mind to it. Of course, then once you do them for a long time, you're going to want to keep with them to keep getting better at them, keep getting improved results. But then if you get to a point where you're like, man, I want something else, just go through the list again. Reassess your goals, change for other things that you want to ultimately work on and try out, and just realize that your season of life could be on strength right now. And then in maybe a year, you want to try working up towards a 5K race, right? So that's endurance based. Don't be so stringent on one form of exercise. There are so many different ones out there that you can be trying out. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know which ones that you really, really enjoy out of this list or are going to go consider trying if you only know how to do running. I would highly recommend getting some weight training in because that will help your running, even though it doesn't seem like it.